Hi, it's your $2 Tuesday movie critic here, and I am still going with the Oscar nominations for 2025. So this time we're going to look at Best Documentary Short Films. Now, I got to see all the documentary short films except one, and that was Death by Numbers. That was only shown at the theaters, and unfortunately, it was one of the theaters that I was not close to, so I could not go to that. But I did get to see the rest of them, not at the theater, but on different streaming service. Our five nominations are, as I said before, Death by Numbers, I Am Ready, Warden, Incident, Instruments of a Beating Heart, and The Only Girl in the Orchestra. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Death by Numbers, as I said before, was the one that I wasn't able to see. It wasn't on anything but at the movie theater. I can tell you a little bit about it based on the some of the interviews that I saw. I only saw actually one interview, and I didn't even watch the whole thing because I thought I might see it, and I don't like to watch the interviews or anything like that to get a preconceived notion of what the writer or the producer or whatever was doing with the movie before I get a chance to see it. But anyway, but when I realized that I wasn't going to be able to see it, I went ahead and watched an interview and I read the synopsis for it. So it is based on a Parkland shooting survivor testifies at the trial of the shooter and confronts her trauma while examining the nature of hate and restorative justice. And I will leave that right there. I'm not even going to add it to the ones that I watch, but if you get a chance to see it, please do so. I will see it once it's available, or maybe streaming services or something else later on. Okay, so the other short documentary was I Am Ready, Warden, and this was 36 minutes long. In the days leading up to his execution, Texas death row prisoner John Henry Ramirez seeks redemption from his victim's son. 6 days to his execution, John Henry's crime was that on July 2004, he stabbed 46-year-old Pablo Castro to death. Pablo was working the night shift. John Henry was 19 when he committed this crime. After 4 years on the run in Mexico, he is captured and put on trial. This is a very sad yet meaningful documentary. It shows how John Ramirez's murderous actions affect so many families. Then it shows the people on Ramirez's possible execution day. John's son Israel also shares how he feels about John. It is very real with very little drama. Just the facts of what happened and the deep effect it had on everyone concerned. And also, Pablo Castro's son speaks on behalf of his deceased father. And one of the things he wanted to point out that there was whatever happened to John Henry, it didn't matter. It was not, either way, there was not going to be a celebration or something to say, you know, he just wanted justice to be done for his father. And that's what he said he had always been fighting for the entire time. Okay, so yeah, if you get a chance to watch this one, please do. It was wow, so thought-provoking. Just about the death penalty, the effect that, you know, when people commit these crimes, the effect they have on not just the person that they killed or hurt, but also the family members on both sides. Okay, so our next documentary short film is Incident. It is 30 minutes long. Okay, how police react when a killing is caught on tape. This happened in Chicago, Illinois on the 14th of July 2018 at 17:30 hours or 5:30 p.m. for you civilians. The cameras get every angle and almost every word uttered. I was so disgusted with actions and inactions of these officers. Their inhumanity for this man was unbelievable. But the status quo nowadays is, that is basically the status quo nowadays unfortunately. All right. So the next documentary short film takes a lighter, more innocent approach. It is called Instruments of a Beating Heart. It is 23 minutes long. The movie is the children. Takes place in the school, and the children are speaking Japanese, but there are subtitles. It takes place in Tokyo, Japan, 2022, at an elementary school. The current students are going to perform musically for the new first graders. The students learn about winning and losing, working hard, and doing their best for themselves and or others. It is very sweet movie. Okay, and then the last documentary short film is The Only Girl in the Orchestra. It is 35 minutes long. It explores the fascinating life of double bassist Orrin O'Brien and her famed career with the New York Philharmonic. She was hired full-time in 1966. It tells the origin story of this very talented teacher and musician that is retiring and moving. She is a very simple woman, yet very complicated. Then she made it all come together. So, and you will have to watch the documentary. I'm not going to say any more than that. Alright, so those are 4 of the 5 choices for Best Documentary Short Film. So, on the documentaries that I saw, they were all so different and spoke on different subjects. I Am Ready Warden talks about the choice that one man makes that affects 2 families. Incident was more like a very detailed report rather than a documentary. Instruments of a Beating Heart brought some innocence and humor to this category. Then The Only Girl in the Orchestra kind of irritated me. For me, the children should win, and that's in Instruments of a Beating Heart. And I only said that it irritated me because I didn't really understand what this woman was trying to do. But then, as the more I thought about it, the more I kind of got it. She wanted to make her own choices about her own life and not let it just be, made for her because of her talents. And then also, what irritated me about her, which now I take back, was the fact that she wanted to always push the spotlight away from her, but she was doing great things. And when, people wanted to compliment her on that, she seriously got irritated. She's like, I don't want any limelight. I don't want that. But she was doing these great things. But then, again, it's her choice. If she doesn't want it, if she just wants to bask in the light that she chooses to bask in, being a part of the Philharmonic and not, having her own light by herself, that's fine. I just thought that she had spent her entire life being pushed behind everything and everyone, that she just got so used to it, and now it's her normal, and that's where she feels comfortable. So anyway, my choice again is the Instruments of a Beating Heart, which was really sweet. Okay, so that is all I have for this segment. So please let me know what you think of my choices and your choices, and I hope to share more with you next time.